Hello, and welcome to another Wednesday Musings from the Spirit of New Earth. Today, we'd like to pose some questions to you for your inner contemplation. And contemplation is different than thinking. Contemplation to me means taking something inward and feeling the essence of it beyond mind. So let's pose some questions today for your reflection. Have you ever thought about, before you were born into this earth plane, that you had your council meeting with your guides and others that were going to be a part of your life path? And ever considered, contemplated that you may have drawn up, like how an architect draws up plans for a building, that you created in association with your guides, your lesson plan, your goals, the people that you are going to be a part of in your upcoming lifetime, your parents, and the area that you wish to be born, your schooling, your education, the curriculum that you are going to study as part of your evolvement and growth along your spiritual pathway. And perhaps you chose to bring forward into this lifetime spiritual lessons that have emotional impact and psychological impact upon your life and your spiritual awakening. And that perhaps you created a framework, an energetic framework in which to navigate through life, your lesson plan, your goals, your dreams, your visions. And what if, upon the birth of you, that part of you, the soul, that desire to grow and learn, which is part of your I am presence, that always remains eternal, that you chose to bring forth certain challenges and perhaps traumas and dramas that you were going to learn from, be they in utero trauma, so to speak, birthing trauma, perspectives as your body was being born, if you wanted to really be here or not. And have you contemplated at what point in your early life that you connected with your body fully? For sometimes it takes a while for the soul to be fully incarnated with the body. Sometimes it takes weeks, months, even years. So imagine this, or to reimagine this, that you perhaps chose to learn certain disciplines of a spiritual nature, like patience, compassion, learning to love and be loved, learning to, at some point in your life, bring forth your innate gifts and talents, your skill set. And what if you chose parents that were reflections or reflectors of your, what we would call core issues that you came to learn? And perhaps you didn't quite get along with them. Perhaps you did. Perhaps you were born into a household that didn't quite understand and appreciate the energies of love and your spiritual light, for you came in as a spiritual light for your parents and your household. And perhaps maybe you shut down that light so that you could survive and accommodate the situations in your early childhood. And suppose that you chose certain beings to be your very good friends in this lifetime, others to be your adversary, like perhaps your first marriage spouse or your first love affair or your first career job. And contemplate like what you have studied educationally in this lifetime and how relevant that is to your life path. And suppose that your so-called karma from past lives was brought forth and reflected in the early years of your life, say ages day 1 to say through age 8. And how did you handle that? And did you have loving support? Perhaps you came in to learn about how not to give away your power to other people regarding being loved and supported. And maybe part of your learning was to go within and to re-envision your connection with Source and your guides. And perhaps you chose the path of the seeker, perhaps path of the sage and the oracle, path of the healer, the influencer, the way shower, the rebel. And maybe just perhaps you came under the influence of the 4 major archetypes: the victim, the wounded inner child, the saboteur, and the prostitute. And reimagine how those archetypes has affected your growth and your learning in this lifetime. And what if you were to reimagine like the end goal of this lifetime that you had envisioned before you came here? What was your ultimate spiritual goal or vision? Was it enlightenment? Was it to become fully awake? Was it just to have a happy life in a marriage, raising kids, taking care of grandparents, grandkids, having a steady job? Or maybe it was a rest life where you chose to literally be on vacation in this lifetime and not have to so-called struggle with job and career and money and finances and physical location. Maybe you were born into a family that was financially very secure, and perhaps you received an inheritance. There are many, many levels of incarnation, from a rest life to having to experience very hard work, trauma and drama, suffering. But ultimately, whatever lessons that you have learned and are learning, it's for your highest benefit and the good of all. And perhaps maybe one of the underlying lessons that you chose to master is one of not only being patient, but being the calm, still presence in the midst of chaos and the storms. Maybe your life is one of being a pillar holder, a holder of light and stability for others. And perhaps you also chose to come in and to be the empath, the sensitive, the perceiver that many people are not aware of or cannot relate to. But in any case, your lifetime was designed and planned out before birth. And you also have the choice to edit or alter your life plan because things happen unexpectedly, like miracles and shifts in consciousness and peak experiences that can alter one's life forever. In any case, re-envision your life as being one of self-empowered focus and creativity, and that you cannot fail, you can only succeed. And you will learn. You will learn from each and every lifetime here. And how you master this lifetime will greatly affect all your other incarnations and other systems. And perhaps learning to master your body, your emotions, your mind, your thoughts, and this lifetime on this planet in these times of great change and transition will serve you to the highest in other realms and worlds in which it would be, how shall we say, easier and more masterful. For this earth plane is a very intense and advanced graduate school. And what you master here, you will take into all the other realms in wisdom and balance and harmony. So know that no experience is ever lost in time and space, that there's no experience that is ever wasted, and that you can see God, you can see the presence, that divine presence in all experiences, in all life, in all peoples, in situations. So try this as a contemplation for this next week, is to contemplate that God is in everything and in every experience. And all you need to do as a spiritual being is to acknowledge that oneness, to acknowledge that unity, to acknowledge that love is ever present. So thank you for your time. And we hope this has been of service to you in some way for your spiritual pathway and your personal awakening and enlightenment. So until next time, many blessings from the new earth, and have a beautiful new year.